ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितानेन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। राम नामैव राम नामैव राम नामैव केवलम् कलो नास्त्यैव 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 गतिरन्यथा। श्रीरामचन्द्र चरणो मनसा स्मरामि। श्रीरामचन्द्र चरणो वचसा गृह्णामि। श्रीरामचन्द्र चरणो शिरसा नमामि। श्रीरामचन्द्र चरणो शरणं प्रपद्ये। कूजन्तं राम रामेति अक्षरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कवितां शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर वासुदेव गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम Rama Rama Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramaya 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 Sri Ramaya Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramaya Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramaya Sri Ramaya Sri Ramaya Jai Sri Ram. Hare. Sagaram, the Sagar, whole ocean of Ramayana Mahanadi. Ramayana is like a Mahanadi, and it is coming from Valmiki Giri Sambhuta. It originates in Giri Parvat mountain called Valmiki. Mahanadi is flowing, and it is the destination, of course, of this Nadi is Ramasagaram. Ramasagar. Ram is the Sagar. And there's a Mahanadi, which is full of talks, glories of his name, his fame, his qualities, his pastimes. Ramayana Mahanadi, coming from Valmiki, mountain Valmiki. And as one touches even few drops, the best thing is to drown, throw yourself into this Mahanadi, Ramayana Mahanadi, the ocean or the river. Get drowned, get absorbed, get transformed. Kujantam, not like that. Kujantam is singing. Kujantam Rama Rama iti aksharam madhuraksharam. So this Kujanti, singing, Vande Valmiki Kokilam. Valmiki Muni has become kokil. Most sweetest singing bird, cuckoo. So he has become Valmiki Kokilam and Kujantam is singing. What is he singing? Ram, Ram. Aksharam, Madhuraksharam. Every word of Ramayana is Aksharam, Madhuraksharam. Aruhya Kavita Shakha. This Ramayana is Kavya, Kavita's poem. And it is now compared to the tree. This whole Ramayana is a vraksha, is a tree. And Kavita, Aruhya Kavita Shakha. Valmiki is sitting on the branch of that tree and Kujantam, Ram, Ram. He's reciting this whole Ramayana, Hari Hari. So there's a whole ocean, whole Sindhu talk of, full of. So it becomes difficult task to present their Sindhu and few little moments. Gandharviki Giridhari Ki. So we'll say something. From that Sindhu we'll sprinkle some bindus towards you. But they should be sufficient. We could even get drowned in those bindus. Those drops are sufficient. They are big enough. They could also act like an ocean for us. Om Purnam Adaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Whatever you take away out from Purna, that becomes Purna. What has been taken from Purna becomes also Purna. And it also remains Purna. 1 minus 1 is equal to, you know that, right? This is a different arithmetic, different calculation. 1 minus 1 is normally, otherwise you close the eyes and you say, oh, 0. No. So whatever. So we'll talk today the very beginning of Ramayana, and of course Valmiki Ramayana. Or how even Ramayana was written, and then how the propagation began, and how even Sri Ram fell in love with this Ramayana. Even Ram relishes Ramayana. So this is Balakand, first Kand. There are 7 of them. And there's a meeting taking place. Narad Muni and Valmiki Muni, the two great Munis are together. Of course, one of them is a master and the other one is a disciple. Narad Muni is a disciple. No, he's a master. Valmiki is a disciple of Narad Muni. As Vyas is also disciple of Narad Muni. And after receiving advice and doing some consultancy with Narad, Srila Vyasadeva compiled Srimad Bhagavatam. Likewise, before compilation of Ramayana, Valmiki received a lot of advice. In fact, the seed ideas, the condensed Ramayana was recited by Narad Muni to Valmiki Muni. So very first statement of Ramayana is an enquiry made by Valmiki Muni. Valmikim Muni Pungavam Naradam Pariprachata Apracha. So Narad Muni was approached by Valmiki and he's inquiring. See, what are the inquiries? Valmiki is very curious. He also says, Etad ichhami aham shrotum. I would like to hear. What about? At the present moment, this is 1,000,000 years ago, he is inquiring. Who is that person? Kaha. Sampratam loke gunavan viryavan dharmagya kratagya satyavakya dhadavrataha. Person with these qualities. Who is that person? Who is gunavan with all the qualities, viryavan, powerful, most powerful, the knower of the religion, the grateful, truthful, personality of great determination. Like that, these are kind of questions. Atmavan Jita Krodha. Who is that who has control or who governs his anger? Kasya bibhyati devascha. Even demigods are scared of him. By hearing this, you probably think, oh, he is wanting to know. Who is that from Sri Lanka? That's not. Adidev. So, answer to this question, Narad Muni says, Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavaha Ramo Nama Janai Shrutaha. Person that you would like to know, who is with all these qualities, such a person, who is he? That person is Sri Ram. Jai Sri Ram. Ikshvaku Vamsha. And his name is Ram. He is popular as Ram. He is Buddhiman, he is Nitiman, he is Sriman, and like that. He has Mahabahu, is a powerful, and like that, the whole ocean of description or the qualities of personality of Ram has been described. We are just picking up few drops. So he goes on and on and on and on. Kausalya Nandavardhanaha. He is the one who Kaushalya Anandavardhanaha. You cannot say anything better than the way it is said. Kaushalya Ananda Vardhanaha. You understand? Kaushalya Ananda, the increaser. He increases, expands, gives Ananda to Kaushalya. Kaushalya Ananda Vardhanaha. Amongst others, Kaushalya's name specially mentioned. Samudraiva Gambhirye. And there's three. Ram is Gambhir, his gravity is as deep as the ocean. Gambhirya. Go into the depth of the ocean, not where the waves are at the top. Go deep into the ocean. That depth and that gravity, that is Sri Ram. Dhairyena Himavaniva. And he's as steady as Himalayan mountain. Dhairyena Himavaniva. Vishnuna Sadrasho Virye. He is Vishnu Sadrish. He is like Vishnu. He is Vishnu, but it is said he is like Vishnu. He is Vishnu. And like that, this first chapter of Ramayana is Sankshipt or condensed Ramayana recited by Narad Muni. Entire Ramayana has been recited. The seed thoughts. He said everything in about 100 verses of this first chapter. He also did mention that Ram was on the planet for Dasa Sahasra, Dasha Shatani Cha Varsha. Ram was on the planet for 11,000 years. Dasa Sahasra, that is how many? 10,000. Dasa Shatani. Dasa Shatani. Shatani is 100. 100 multiplied by 10 is another 1,000. And Dasa Sahasra, that is 10,000. 10,000 plus 1,000, 11,000 years. Lord Ram was on the planet. In that sense, he is matchless. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 48 years on the planet. Sri Krishna, 125 years on the planet. Lord Narasimha, in and out. Finished his business, rajyamupasitva brahmalokam prayashyati. So he rules, he was a ruler of this world. Ram, Raja Ram, is known as Raja Ram. What kind of Ram he is? He is Raja Ram. Raghupati Raghava, Raja Ram. And the way he ruled the world, na bhuto na bhavishyati. No one had ruled the world the way Ram did. Na bhuto na bhavishyati. He treated the citizens, he was Raja and the citizens were Praja. Like they are his offspring, they are his family members, they are his children. So whenever Ram Raj, we want, quit India, you Britishers, get out of here. We want to establish what kind of Raj? Ram Raj. At least that was idea. Instead, again, we are back to Ravan Raj. We fought the battle for the freedom, but once it was there, we are back to square one, as they say in America. Back to square one. So, idam pavitram papagnam punyam vedaisha sammitam. Narad Muni also said, this Ramayana is like a Vedas. It's a Vedavani. Vedaisha sammitam. And what does it do? Papagnam. Papagna. The killer of the pop. Punyam pavitram. Right? Pavitram. Ramayana is Punyam pavitram. And anyone who recites also becomes pavitram and punyam. Punyatma. Dharmatma. As one recites, hears, studies Ramayana. At the end, this is the 100th verse of this chapter, it's the last verse. The Shrutifal also mentioned, Narad Muni says, anyone who hears, any member of the Varnashram, if he is a Brahmin, Vakrishabhatvam iyata, he would become Vidvan, would become learned. Brahmin would become learned Brahmin by recitation of and hearing of Ramayana. Shad Kshatriyo Bhumi Patitvam iyata. If he is a Kshatriya, he will become the king, he will become the ruler. And if he is a businessman, Vanijya, he will Panya Phalatvam, he will also flourish. Any businessmen here? They haven't come? You don't do any business? What happened? is a family business, book distribution, key. You'll become successful businessman. So there's no loss coming to hear the Ram Katha, hear Ramayan, businessman. She will become winner. And Shudrapi Mahatvam Iyat. And even Shudras, they will become honorable. They'll be honored. They will become respectable by hearing Ramayan. So soon after the dialogue was over, Samvad was over, once again Narad Muni was worshipped, and then he took off. Ram, 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 Ram. Yeah, Narad Muni is always chanting, Narada Muni Bajaya Veena. He has his veena and twang, 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 twang. And he's chanting the names of Lord Narayan, Narayan, or Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sri Ram. Kujanti, Kujantam Rama, Rama, Rameti. Aksharam, Madhuraksharam. So he has gone. And then Valmiki Muni he was at that time on the bank of Tamasa river, which is mentioned here, not far from Ganga. Tamasa river, which is described here. We don't have time for all this. Satutiram samasadya tamasaya munistada. So Tamasa river is on the bank. Akardamam idam tirtham bharadvaja nishamaya. And that river was akardamam. There was no mud, no dirt. It was clean. Water was clean water. What kind of clean? Is Ramaniyam, Ramaniyam, where you could enjoy the bathing or even looking at Ramaniyam. You understand the word? Ramaniyam. To rum is the dhatu called rum. Enjoy, relish. Ramaniyam. The fit, proper for Raman. Sanmanusho mano yatha. How much pure it was. It was like a pure mind of a sajjan, a gentleman's, not gentleman of these days. Because we always address ladies and gentlemen. They are not gentle. A lot of times, most of them are not gentlemen. Anyway, this is... Anyway. So, this is rare. Those days it was common to have people with pure mind, peaceful mind. So, the river's water is compared to the pure mind of a sajjan or gentleman. Okay, devotee, sadhu. Sadhava sadhu bhushanaha titikshvaha karunikaha suridam sarvadehinam ajata shatravaha shantaha sadhava sadhu bhushanaha. These are the abhushanas. This is a decoration, this is a description of sadhu, a gentleman, devotee. So now he was about to take his holy dip in that river, but prior to doing so, he was kind of doing a little vihar, was taking a little walk around, and there he saw something. Amazing and disappointing, disturbing event took place. He saw crunch, crunch, and crunchy. The crane. It's called crane. Like a bakasur, the Krishna book is a bakasur, that kind of bird. Something looking like that. Male, female, they were having good time. They're walking next to each other. They were in good mood and enjoying spirit, and they were getting along very well. And but this was not tolerated by some hunter. And he did his business, killing the male bird. It was a bloody scene, flapping and drop dead. And he could imagine the state of mind of the female bird. Valmiki Muni was watching all this, and by seeing the compassion aroused in him, who did this? And the doer, the killer, was not far. So he noticed noticed the presence of the hunter, and he was in hunting or killing position. And then Valmiki Muni, while he was lamenting, he was doing shok. He was full of shok, compassion and lamentation. He was overwhelmed by these feelings. So in the middle of his shok, one shlok was uttered by him. Understand shlok? Rama and shlok, Bhagavad Gita shlok, the verse. He had never ever compiled, composed, and uttered a shlok in his life. But for first time, the shlok was spoken or uttered by him. Ma nishada pratishtham tvam agamaha shashvatihi samaha yat krauncha mithunadekam avadhihi kama mohitam. And this was like a curse. You Nishad, you killer, you rascal. You may never ever have peace in your life. I curse you. Hari Hari. So then he kept thinking. Okay, he takes bath and then he's returning towards his ashram. All the while he's thinking, how did it happen? I uttered a shlok, Anustup Chanda, with perfect meter. I had not done this ever before. So thinking and thinking, he couldn't get this thought off his mind. He returned to his ashram, followed by Bharadwaj Muni, his disciple, Valmiki's disciple, Bharadwaj. As he returned to ashram, is sitting but still thinking, how did this happen? I was full of shock, but I said the shlok. He was saying this to his disciples also. Anyway, a lot is said about this slok that he said. Lots of commentaries have been written about the first slok that Valmiki uttered, which has kind of seeds, vision or thoughts of entire Ramayana. The crunch and crunchy are Sita and Ram. And this hunter Nishad mentioned. This is Ravana. So what did this hunter he did to this couple? Harassed and killed one of them. The male bird was killed. So something very similar. Raman is going to be attempting to do so. So as she was thinking, how did this happen? There comes Brahmaji, Chaturmukh Brahma arrives. He also chants Chaturmukhe Brahma bole Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Mahadeva Panchamukhe Rama Rama Hare Hare. So Brahma, Shiva they chant, so Brahma has arrived chanting the holy names of the Lord. And from his mukh mouth, all the four Vedas are also emanated. So Valmiki has greeted Brahmaji Vidhi Purvakam. As well. I was also received or greeted, different things were done. So, and as now Brahma was seated, Valmiki Muni is, the first question he has, he explained the whole thing, the event of that day. And especially, I said the slok, and Brahma said, it was me, Brahma, behind the utterance of this slok was caused by Brahma. I made it happen. And that is just first one. I want you to compile lot of slokas. I want you to write many, many verses. And there comes the instruction. Brahma instructed. Ramasya charitam krishnam kuru. Tvam Rishi Sattama. You write Ramayana. Ramasya charitam kuru. Understand? Simple sentence. Ramasya charitam kuru. You understand, right? Ramasya of Ram, charitra. Yeah. Lifetime, this is character. Kuru, compile. Krishnam, complete. I know you are not, well, he does say that you have heard Ram's pastimes in a condensed form from Narad Muni. So you base your compilation on what you have heard. But there are many more things you have not experienced, you have not heard about. But they will become revealed unto you. Sarvam viditam te bhavishyati. The blessing is, Brahma is blessing and empowering Valmiki Muni. Everything will become revealed unto you. Guru Rama Katham Punyam Sloka Baddham Manoramam. Sloka Baddha, the perfect meter, and you compile Ramayana. And he says, all that you will write will be accurate and complete and perfect. And this Ramayana will survive, not thrive. How long? It says, so for the mountains exist on this planet. So for the rivers, Yavat sthashyanti giraya saritasya mahitale tavat Ramayana katha lokeshu pracharishyati. Up until then, or even beyond. So for the mountains would exist, and the rivers exist, and water flowing in those. The Ramayana will keep surviving, reviving, thriving. Right? And as it was said by Brahma, after 1 million years, Ramayana is here. Jai Ramayana. Jai Sri Ram. Right? Generation after generation after generation. This is without interruption. Who knows who is making all these attempts? Well, some kathas go on and then like that. More or less everyone gets to know about Ram. Unfortunately, even if schools are not teaching any more Ramayana, they are only teaching Darwin's theory of evolution. Money-making education, not man-making. These days education is money-making, how to make money, not how to make man, or how to make us manav. No, that is not the goal of the education, how to make danav. Danavas everywhere, danav pravritti, danav. Still, Ramayana gets propagated, popularized. Now through the Krishna consciousness movement, it is spreading all over the planet. Not India limited anymore. One time also used to be all over the planet. But with the advent of this age of Kali, the Bharat has shrunk. Bharat, whole planet was Bharat, Bharatvarsha, Bharat. But then we ended up with this, that map like this, called India or Bharat. But again, is Srila Prabhupada's and Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's International Society for Krishna Consciousness is propagating Ramayana also, Mahabharata also, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, all over the world. And Srila Prabhupada ki. When that movie, the Swami and this and that, and it was a long, long title. Mantra and the Moment, okay. And the Swami who started it. You have seen it? Did you see? If you haven't seen, what have you seen? You better. Anyway, so when it was being released in Delhi, in a big auditorium, there was the function. The Vice President of India was presiding over the function. Anyway, I just wanted to say that he said that Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, is the ambassador of India's culture. And he is propagating it all over. He is an ambassador of the Vedic culture. Vedic culture, I think he said. It is being propagated all over through his books. The books are the basis. Shivram Maharaj also spoke that day. Shivram Swami Maharaj. He made a very good point which was highly appreciated. And he said, wherever there is ISKCON around the world, that is like extension of India or Bharat. So India, not India is not. One person just recently, he got up, he was next to speaker, and he said, I like to introduce myself that I'm not Indian. Said, I'm not Indian. I am Bharatiya. मैं भारतीय हूँ. I'm not Indian. Bharatiya. I was proud of ancient culture. Modern India is not Bharat. There's no. It is West. And then, okay, Brahma also departs. And then Valmiki Muni begins the task of compiling Ramayana, the banks of Tamasa river. His ashram, it is there. Even now, you could visit. I was there. I have visited it several times. So there he undertook this compilation of Ramayana task. And he did it as he was empowered to do so. He ended up compiling Ramayana with 24,000 verses, divided in 7 sections called Kandas. Balakand, and then Ayodhya Kand, Aranya Kand, and Kishkinda Kand, and Sundar Kand, and Ayodhya Kand, and Uttar Kand. There are 500 chapters. Chaturvinshat Sahasrani. How many Sahasra? Chaturvinshat. 24,000 verses. Ramayana is Adi Kavya, known as Adi Kavya, Mahakavya. Besides the Vedas, and Ramayana is also like a Veda. This is one of the original compilation. It is full of rasas, mellows. Rasai Shrangara Karuna Hasya Raudra Bhayanakai. You see Shrangar, the conjugal, Sita Ram dealings, Karun Ras, Hasya Ras. I'm sure Hanuman also makes you laugh. He's a humorous personality. Raudra, Bhayanak, Veera Ras. So Ramayana is full of all these rasas, varieties of rasas. That makes it Mahakavya. More rasas are included, it becomes more Mahakavya. So compilation was over, and now Valmiki Muni was thinking, but how will this be propagated? Because he had heard from Brahma, this will become popular, spread all over. So how is this going to happen? I did my part. Who would spread it around? As he was thinking, may we come in, sir? There's someone at the door. Dharmagyo Rajaputro Yashashvino Bhrataro Swarasampanno Kushalavo. Kush and Love, little two boys, entered, and they are described, two princes, successful, and their swaras, their sweet singers like Gandharvas, and the knower of the religion, they already knew. And they offered their obeisances and sat at the feet of Valmiki Muni. Valmiki took that as an indication. Oh, I was thinking, who would spread this? Who would propagate this? Oh, you too. Oh, now I understand. You too will spread this Ramayana, popularize it all over. And then Valmiki Muni met these two little boys. They were looking little, but they were very big. They were grand boys. Bhavyani Bhutani Janardanasya. They belonged to Janardan, they belonged to Sri Ram. And they were Bhavyani Bhutani. They were grandchildren. I mean, it doesn't mean, not in other sense, grandchildren, not. They were grand size. So they became students of Valmiki Muni, and quickly they learned Ramayana by heart, and they started recitation also with the instruments. They were playing veenas, and Ayodhyavasi Ram Dasharatha Nandana Ram Patita Pavana. They're singing and singing. So the scriptures are sung or they're recited, not so much spoken. So it is sung, there is verses, and it is the audience also understood as it was recited. They were not dull-headed like we are. The verse was recited, understood. Next, verse was recited, understood. Not only understood, these two children, okay, understood, means realized. They were realizing. all that was said, all that was taught to them by Valmiki Muni. The Ram realized, or Sita realized. In those days, this is, the Ramayana has been compiled after the pastimes of all the 6 Kandas are over. Ayodhya Kand, the battle killing of Ravan has happened. Ram has returned to Ayodhya and he has begun the rule, his Ram Raj, in his capital town, Ayodhya. And that is the time. Anyway, the Sita was banished. Lakshman, you take her away. The poor Lakshman, Bechara Lakshman. And that's why, anyway, he did not want to, but he had to follow the order because he was just junior brother. And he had gone through this experience before also. And that's why Lakshman made up his mind. Next time I appear, I'm not going to be small brother. I'm Ramanuja. Now I'm Ramanuja, right? Lakshman is Ramanuja. Ramanuja, one who follows Ram, or Anuga, or Ramanuga, Ramanuja, Lakshman. Next time I'm going to be Agraja. I'm going to be Krishna Agraja, not Anuja. So next time they appear, Ram and Lakshman again appeared as Krishna Balaram. So this Lakshman has become Balaram, bigger brother. Anyway, he had to follow the order, take Sita away. So he was taken away, driven in the chariot and kind of dumped in the forest. Luckily next to Valmiki Muni's ashram. And then Valmiki accepted Sita into his ashram as his daughter. And while she stayed there, the love and Kush took birth in that ashram. And Valmiki Muni, he looked after Sita and also the children. They were born and brought up in ashram of Valmiki Muni. So, Hari. So quickly they become very expert reciter of Ramayana. And then they started traveling, going from wherever, ashram. The sages, the munis, they reside in the forest. There are vanacharis, vanaprasthis. So they would go here, there, and recite Ramayana. So they are sitting in the middle and they are surrounded by large group of sages, munis. And as they would recite Ramayana, everyone in the audience they would become rapt attention, and they would drink that nectar emanated from the mouths of love and kush. They used to say, oh, look at them. They look just like Ram. Because no one knows this connection as of yet. If Ram is Bimba, the children are Pratibimba. Just like Ram. Look, they just look just like Ram. How beautiful they are. And when they will recite, go on reciting, and they're all listening, all these sages are they're shivering and trembling. Romanchakampa Ashrutarang, all this shedding tears. And they're saying, all that these boys are reciting, all these events have taken place long time in the past. But as we hear, we feel that it is happening right in front of our faces, our eyes. These boys are competent to bring these pastimes alive. Something of the past is made into present, or it is sadhu, sadhu, well done. And you would appreciate the recitation of Ramayana by this love and kush. And then, at the end of the recitation, all these sages, many of them would come forward, hug these little children, two boys, smell their hairs. Ayushman Bhava, for blessing, may you live long life, and offer different gifts. Please take kamandalu from me. Someone is bringing some cloth. Okay, khadao, wooden shoes, Brahmin thread, this kind of. Okay, I don't have anything much valuable gift. Take kopeen from me. Your brahmacharis, kopeen for you. So they are reciprocating with these children. They are feeling grateful. We have been enriched by these two children. They have given us so much. We should also give something in return. So, kratagna, not krata, kratadnya. Kratadnya. So they are reciprocating with these children. So like that, their recitations were happening all over, everywhere. And then traveling and preaching and traveling and conducting this Ramayana recitation, which used to be Sangeet, my musical. They would also play their instruments as they recited Ramayana. So traveling and preaching and reciting Ramayana, they ended up in Ayodhya Dham ki. They were in Ayodhya now. What would they do? They continued the recitation of Ramayana in Ayodhya. Everywhere. Or even as they walked, they would recite Ramayana. And all those who get to see and hear, they would just follow wherever children would go, reciting Ramayana. large crowd is following them. Okay, there's nice park here. And the children sit down, everyone is sitting down with them. And then they like to get up and go, everyone is getting up and following them. So their recitation of Ramayana became talk of Ayodhya town. Even the news reached Ram's ears. And then he was curious to see these reciters of Ramayana and hear from them. So Rama arranged, bring those boys. So as they arrived, Jai Sri Ram. Sri Ram arranged Ramayana Katha in his courtyard. It's his court, the king's court. He invited all the ministers, all the mothers. Kaushalya took her seat, Sumitra is there, Kaikai is there, Bharat is there, Shatrughna, Lakshmana, Vasishtha, and all other important citizens. The court, Ram's court is packed. And these two boys were welcomed, honored, and Ram made appeal, please could you recite for us? You had been singing everywhere, all over Ayodhya, would like to hear. And then these two boys took the microphone and Ramayana recitation began. Now in presence of Sri Ram and Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughna and Kaushalya and you name, and they are all there. And like those sages in the forest, there was a great impact upon them as they were hearing Love and Kush, hearing Ram's pastimes or recitation of. And whatever was happening with the citizens of Ayodhya town, the same effect was there in the court of Sri Ram. There was a pin drop silence. What kind of silence? Meaning the pin is dropped and you could hear the sound of pins getting dropped. Huh? It's an amazing thing, a pin drop silence. Now there is not even bomb drop. There's so much noise. Huh? That even bomb is dropped, you would not hear. But there is to be pin drop. There was a pin drop silence and full attention. And then commentators on Ramayana, they say that Ram took notice that he was seated while listening to the recitation of Ramayana by these two great reciters, that he was seated on very exalted seat or asana, Ram felt this is not fair. I cannot be. In the audience. I'm a listener. I'm a recipient of this Katha. I have to be down to the earth, and lower. So Ram, with great care and attention, without getting anybody's, making sure he's not getting attention of anybody, and not disrupting the recitation, he gently, very gently, yes, I am going to finish. Is that what you expect? He stood up and then he stepped down and another step down and another step down. And he took another more humble, lower seat in the audience. And recitation continued. So our recitation also to be continued. Nithai Gaur Premanande. Jai Sri Ram.